man. Get started here shortly. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Right. Shalawam, it's your brother Rataza. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rukah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalawam to all the brothers, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, there's going to come a time in your walk where you're going to feel like you didn't get a fair shake, where you're going to feel like you were done wrong, where you're going to feel betrayed. And a response in my short time, the response that I see a majority of the people have is they blame the truth. They blame the Lord. They don't have enough faith to be of the mindset of, okay, what is the Lord trying to use this scenario to help me do? Is it judgment? Is it so I can acquire patience? Or, and if you truly believe that the Lord is, and you're walking toward him sincerely, then you believe and you know that at the end of the day, the Lord's going to work it out for your good anyway. But because a lot of people, they look at things with their eyes on their face instead of their spiritual eye, they just multiply the trouble. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just top of the top, but I think that's like a beginner believing thing, to trust the Lord that he's going to come through on your behalf, right? Now, look at the scenario of Joseph. Remember, we're supposed to look at the examples of our forefathers, man. Joseph, he was angry, felt betrayed, confused when his brothers sold him into captivity. But the Lord put Joseph through all those different trials, being accused of rape, okay, being thrown in jail, and specifically was thrown in jail so it could be made manifest that the Lord was dealing with this man to interpret dreams, and he was raised up eventually off of going through his particular trials and keeping his integrity. The Lord raised him up within Egypt, which was one of the world powers at the time, and used that position that was given to Joseph so that he could be a covering unto the nation of Israel. So that one instance, the Lord put the spirit on his brothers to do what they did, so that at the end of the day, they could be covered. See, the Lord sees way farther than we can see. All he asks of us is to trust him. To trust that he is, to trust that he knows his ways are higher than our ways, as it's stated in Isaiah the 55th chapter. Right? Let's get some precepts, man. I want to get that Job 2:10, because I was about to mention it. Job had the perfect mindset, man. He understood, man, shall we receive good from the Lord and not evil? Let's go there really quick. It's Job 2:10. Job had faith, man. Even through all that trial and tribulation and frustration, he had faith. And that's what the Lord is going to be looking for when he comes back. Focus on that, bro. The Lord is going to be looking for faith when he returns, because it's going to be a time where it's going to be hard to be faithful if the Lord ain't dealing with you. Faith coming by hearing the words of God, studying, reading, doing things to stay in the spirit. That's why doing these video epistles are so important for the brothers. Yeah, it's beneficial to the flock, but it's beneficial to us too. It keeps us in the spirit. You understand? This is Job 2:10. After Job lost everything, look at the dichotomy. This is the spirit that his woman was in, and check out the spirit Job was in, which is the spirit we desire to be in, right? It's Job 2:10. But he said unto her, let me actually go up. It's Job 2:8. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, because he had the boils all over him, And he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. They had lost everything, man. You got to realize, man, Job was a fixture. He had substance. Like he had Jeff Bezos substance. Like he was a fixture in the economy around him. When you look at it, starts listing off all the substance he has. To keep that substance, he had many people employed. Right? So Job losing everything affected that region of people. Everybody, it affected everybody's pockets, the judgment that Job was going through. So everybody was like, hey, what the fuck going on? Right? Job was a fixture in the economy. So when you read him losing everything, it's bigger than you think. It's bigger than somebody in the world. Like, oh, Job lost everything. You know, he lost his house. No, Job was a fixture in the economy, which means because he suffered, that the people in the area suffered. And you know, when things aren't going right for people, they want somebody to blame. So Job was being slandered. The finger was being pointed at him like he was the problem. And that's why his friends was like, you ought to know that they were encouraged to be doubtful. Like, hey man, you must have did so. Even though they knew Job was upright, they was encouraged to be doubtful and to look at Job a certain kind of way. Just off to the strength of the magnitude of what happened in the region, because he lost everything. It affected the economy. It affected people's livelihood. It affected how other people fed their families. He employed many people to keep all that substance, to have it all like that. All right? Now, so, you know, Job's wife, man, she was just ready to call it quits. You know, women, they're notorious for letting their possessions possess them. She lost a lot of her possessions, man. A lot of things went out the window with the trial that Job went through. Okay, this Job 2 and 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But it's the point I want in verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? You're going to receive bad times. Evil simply means a bad time. All right? So you're going to receive both. But the Lord is giving you the understanding for you to operate in upright judgment and be equipped to deal with any scenario that's thrown your way. Like it talks about in Philippians 3. Whether you're abased or abound. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up. All right. Yep. Whether you're abased or abound. Okay? So yeah, man. I want to get another precept real quick. I want to go to James 1 and 12. All right? I wonder how that reads in the NLT. James 1 and 12. Right? So this is James 1 and 12. All right, it reads. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. You don't get squirmy and want to run and want to get out of the conduct that you were instructed to have just because things aren't going your way. Don't be a hoe. You gotta get that bitch about you. All right? James 1 and 12. God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that Yahawah has promised to those who love him. And if you love the Lord, you're going to be looking at the situations you deal with, the things people say. You understand the Lord is orchestrating everything. You're going to be looking at everything through the lens of faith. You're not going to be in the spirit of being worried. Trying to, set things right yourself all the time. You're going to be patient when you're changed to a lower state. You're going to understand how to operate when you're abased, meaning to be brought low, and when you're abound, when things are going good. You know how to operate spiritually in every scenario. That's what the scriptures, that's what the understanding allows us to do. And that's going to be highly required of us in the days to come. If you can't move like a spiritual man, if you can't judge righteous judgment and discern good from evil, when and when not, if you can't discern that, bro, you're gonna lose. Big time. You understand? Just a little quick lesson, man. I'm on the plantation. Had a little slot right here to wait. Said yep, there we go. It's my time. All right. All right, then. Shalawam. All praise to Yahawashi, Yahawashi. All right. Abba, Rataza, the lesson was edifying, devil lines, apostles, and the elders, great millstone. Shalawam to all the brothers, of course, a few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalawam.